Alors, going live. Are we live already or not? It's written going live, but is it going live already live? Going live, are we live? Guys, do you see us? We are live! We are live! Hey! Bravo! Woo! Hello everybody, really glad to be with you today. I hope you all woke up for this session on the pitch. If you're up but not awake already, we will wake you up. This workshop is going to last pretty much 30 to 45 minutes. We're going to try to answer as many questions as possible, and our goal is to give you all the tools, all the tools you need for you to perform. Our goal is that you perform really well tonight during the video you have to do, and then during the Q&A session that you're gonna have. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are here. I don't see anything happening on the chat, but I guess you are. So Gabriel, I'm very glad to be with Gabriel, my partner in crime today.
Hi guys. Nice to meet you.
Who are you and what is going to be your mission for today's masterclass?
Well, I'm Gabriel. I am the co-founder of Pitch My Startup. I'm a coach in Pitch, and today I will handle the slides so you can perform today.
But not only that, what else are you going to do?
And I'm going to answer all of your questions in the chat. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask it in the chat.
Yeah. So you understood. Gabriel is for you is with you in the chat. So really, you can ask any question even while I'm talking. You'll be answering most of the question. But moreover, what is going to happen is I'm going to talk for the next 20 to 30 minutes. And then Gabriel will be with you the whole time and then answer the question afterwards, okay? Is that clear for everybody? Cool, great, amazing. So let's start. So today's masterclass, sorry, yeah? We good?
Yep.
Gabriel, slides are on?
Yep.
Cool. So what I'm gonna do now is something you should all do. I'm gonna start really speaking to you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to another window because I don't want to see myself talking while I talk to you guys. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty weird. Most of the time when we don't talk in front of a mirror, and because that's kind of weird. So I'm putting myself in front of my slides as well in order to be fully with you. So, well, first question we must ask yourself, and you must ask yourself, even though you might have an idea of what it is, but maybe not a clear definition. The first question is, what is a pitch? Okay, as you know, pitching and pitch and a pitch is actually a very common word we use in the startup universe, we use in the startup ecosystem. But what does it mean exactly? Everybody speaks about pitches. It's a buzzword. We hear it all the time. But what is the definition of a pitch? The definition of a pitch is a short, impactful, inspiring public speaking. Okay? Short, impactful, and inspiring. And the goal of a pitch is to convince your audience. Okay? So that's the overall definition. Short, impactful, inspiring, and the goal is to convince an audience. Okay, so that's what a pitch is. If you want, a pitch is like a trailer, a movie trailer. In a nutshell, in 1 minute, 30 seconds, in 2 minutes, we have to understand what you do. We have to really want to know more about what you do in order to go and see the movie. And the movie is a longer meeting with you guys to know more into details about what you do, how you do it, and how you're going to succeed. So the pitch is like a movie trailer. It's short, it's impactful, it's empowering, and it inspired people to go and see the movie and spend more time with you and to know more about your company. Okay, cool. So how long is a pitch? Well, a pitch is, depending on the occasion, it can be long from like 15 seconds to 5 minutes. More than 5 minutes is not a pitch. Even we are talking about investor pitches that tend to last 10 minutes. It's more of a conversation than a pitch. A pitch has to stay short. 5 minutes is the maximum for a pitch. And the pitch you're going to have to do is a 2-minute pitch. And the team of the hackathon didn't choose 2 minutes for no reason. 2 minutes. Startups at the YC Combinator are getting for their demo day. Okay, if you go, and I hope all of you guys are gonna have the chance to pitch at the YC one day in your life with this project and another one. For the demo day, every startup have 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes is far sufficient to present any project. From the more complicated to the more simple, it's way sufficient to explain what you have to say about your project and to inspire people to know more. Okay. So now we know what a pitch is. But the first question you must ask yourself is not what a pitch is, but where do I begin? Okay. Where do I begin to write my pitch? Should I write directly? Should I go to my PowerPoints? And very often what we do is we go to PowerPoint straight. We go to PowerPoint, we start writing some ideas. We start ordering the slides. Sometimes we go back to slides we already done for another project, and we start changing for the new project. And what I'm going to advise you to do is not do that. Please don't go straight to PowerPoint. Don't start taking notes about what you want to say straight, because you might miss your target. The most important thing to do at the beginning, before writing, before opening PowerPoint, is to ask you 4 simple questions. And those 4 simple questions are going to help you be on target, be on message, be strategic about your public speaking. So those 4 simple questions are, first, where am I going to pitch? What is the context of my pitch? So here you know the context of your pitch, right? This is back to the living room. It's an hackathon. All of you guys have people from École 42 for École 42 in your team. You know the topic. It's how help business to work better remotely, which is a topic that is interesting for all of us right now. We all live in a quarantine situation for some more days. So you know the context, right? But what more do you know about this context? Sorry. This is not coronavirus. This is not the COVID-19. If you guys are asking yourself the question, that is a very good sneezing. Feel better, right? Okay. So what is the context? Well, there's the jury as well. Who are you going to pitch in front of whom are you going to pitch? This is the jury you have. You know most of them, I guess. Well, you have mostly directors, deans from 42 schools around the world, and 2 entrepreneurs. So obviously, you're not going to talk to this jury the same way you would talk, for instance, to a jury of VCs or a jury of media. So it's really important to take into account, in the context, the people you're going to talk to, right? Okay. But not only that, obviously, you're pitching, you're doing this hackathon, there's an awesome jury, but moreover, you want to know for what you're pitching, right? What are the prices? And those are the prices you are all competing for. They're really attractive. It's a lot of money. This money will definitely help you move forward in your projects. If you want to know more details, I think you went already to this section in the website, but I strongly encourage you to go and look them up, because there are some criteria that are go with those prices. So, don't be afraid to go and look into details how to win those prizes. Okay. At the end of the day, you want to win and you want to be winning a prize. So try to look it up, see what you need to win one of those prizes, or all of them, right? Why not? So the context is where you're going to pitch, in front of whom you're going to pitch, how much time do you have? You know, you have 2 minutes. You know, it's going to be in video, which is not the same at all than pitching in front of people in real life. So this is the overall context you have, and you have prices that are really, really cool. Then the second question you ask yourself is, what is my goal? What is your goal? Well, obviously, your goal is winning the competition. But apart from that, your goal is to make the jury want to know more about you. Make the jury be confident that your project is going to go really far. You want to convince the jury. You want to convince that your team is the right team, the project is the right project, and that you're going to go far, and eventually be the next unicorn, right? Who knows? So that is your goal. Apart from winning, it's convincing the jury. And as it's part of the definition of a pitch, well, we're on our way. So context, goal. Then what is your target? Who is your target? Your target here is the audience, and the audience is mostly the jury. I mean, at least the people you want to convince are the jury. The jury is not, it's not an entity. What I mean by that, they are people. They are people that are different, that might have different interests. So look them up because some things that might appeal to one person might not appeal to somebody else. And at the end of the day, you want to convince every one of them to have the overall approval. So who are there? Who are your targets? And how are you going to be able to convince them in the end, okay? And then the last question you ask yourself before diving in the pitch itself is, okay, what is my message? What do I want them to remember at the end of my pitch? What do I want them to remember that they won't forget after me, okay? Something very clear, the name of your company, what you do, what you're looking for, okay? Context, goal, target, message. 4 questions, really simple ones, that you can write down on a piece of paper or 4 post-it, and they're going to make a difference because they're going to help you be right on message. Talk to the audience you're talking to. Talking to a jury of Dean from 42 is not the same as talking to a jury of VCs. And obviously, the message is not going to be the same, and your goal is not going to be the same. In one occasion, it's just convincing and winning a prize. In the other one, it might be obviously raising money or getting attention from the media, for instance, okay? So, okay, you've done your preparatory work, and now you're like, okay, let's go down to business, let's write this pitch. Pop. Don't write your pitch straight away. Before writing the pitch, go and structure it. What I mean by that is, okay, we all went to high school and college, and at that time, we didn't like, I mean, at least I didn't like writing essays. I was not a fan of writing. But one thing I was good at was doing the plan, because I knew that when I was doing the plan right, eventually the writing will do itself. So it's exactly the same for a pitch. You want to do it right. You don't want to miss your target. You want to put everything that needs to put in the pitch. So don't start writing it down. Write the structure, write the plan, and then you'll be able to raise 2 million or win 1,000 euros. Okay. So what does a good structure, a good plan for a 2-minute pitch look like? Well, you won't be surprised. It starts with the pain, the problem, the need. The pain. It has to be really, really strong. A big fat pain that is really painful, okay? And so I guess most of you guys know about it, that we have to start with the problem. But let me remind you how important it is. Most of the time, even though we know that's what we have to do, well, we tend to start with the solution anyway. Because the solution is what we do. It's our company, our project, our startup. We like it very much, and we are very confident it's an awesome project. So we tend to stay in our comfort zone and to start with what we know, what we like, and to start straight in a solution. Please don't. At the end of the day, your solution matters, of course, but what matters most is talking to the people in front of you and telling them there's a big problem, guys. Today is hell. Like the market is not working properly. We have a big problem in the remote industry. Like all of us, we are very used to working, but working remotely just reshuffles out the cards, and it's not optimal. And people are not as productive as they should be. They're not happy as they should be. Something has to be done. It costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of troubles. It costs a lot of things. People might be depressed, not seeing their colleagues. People might know where to start. There is a huge issue that needs to be addressed, and this is our solution. So first, please paint the hell, paint herself the hell. You know, what does hell look like today? How much does it cost? What are all the frictions? Why should we do something about it? Okay. And only when you've done that, only when you talk really well about the problem, about the pain, then you can talk about your solution. But before talking about your solution directly, what I want you to do is to announce your solution. Okay. So let's remember that before is hell. So your solution is paradise, obviously. So first, you're going to state the name of your company, of your startup, of your project. So the solution is paradise. Paradise is the best place in the afterlife. Okay, you're going to state the name of your solution twice, paradise. Say it very slowly for people to remember it. And then you're going to give us a catchphrase, a tagline that will make us understand what it is in a nutshell. The best place in the afterlife, paradise. Okay, so please do that before diving straight into your solution, because we want to remember the name of your solution. We're going to hear a lot of pitches this afternoon, and we hear a lot of pitches all the time. It's hard to remember the name of all the companies and what they do. So if you say it clearly enough, then we will remember. And at the end of the day, if we remember you, you might win. If we don't, there's very few chance that you do. Okay. So first we paint hell, then we announce paradise, and then we dive into what paradise is. And you start with something like, so how does it work? How does our solution work? We're going to show you. And most of the time, what we do here is we go down the UX, the user experience. What you are asked to do for this video is show us a demo. So that's where the demo should be. Straight, you go, how does it work? And then you show your demo. The best would be to use an example. Let's take the example of Paul. He's been working remotely for 2 months. He's kind of depressed. He didn't manage to call as many clients as he needs. His boss is not happy with him. He thinks he's going to lose his job. Sorry, that's the situation of a lot of people right now. How can we help him succeed? Well, this is our solution. So I don't remember his name. Paul is going to go to the platform, and then he's going to do this and that, and or his chatbot, and then you're going to ask his question, blah, 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 and then you show your demo, okay? After your demo, what we have to have is, what is your business model? How are you going to earn money with your solution? Is it freemium based? Is it subscription? Is it advertising? How are you planning on earning money with this project? And then your competitive advantage. How are you better than all the solutions that already exist? Why is your solution better than Microsoft Teams or Slack or Discord or Appen, or what do you bring to the market that the other solution don't bring to the market? Okay, what is your competitive advantage, and how are you going to earn money? Okay, then you're going to go to your roadmap. A roadmap is a plan of attack, and in your roadmap you should say what you've done so far. Okay, over the hackathon, all the work you already done, what you're going to do in the present, in the next few days, in the next few weeks, in the next few months, And then what is your overall vision for the next few months and years, okay? So it's really important that we see that you've done a lot so far, as much as you could, that you're going to go even further in the next weeks and months, and that in the long term, it's a unicorn. It's something that is really, it's going to be really impactful, really needed, very appreciated by your clients and users, that you see yourself with this project in the long term, winning in the long term, right? Pain, hell, solution, paradise, roadmap. This is how we're going to get there, how we're going to get to paradise all together. Then obviously your awesome team, because you're not going to go there alone. You're going to go there with your team, and this team is the right team for the project. We have the right skills. Everybody is doing the right task. Like we have to feel that you guys are good together, and that we can be very confident that you guys are going to succeed, because everybody is doing the right job. Everybody has the right skills and the right mentality and everything. Really important that you tell us about the team that is going to lead us to success. Last but not least, call to action. So you told us about your pain, the solution, the roadmap, and the team. Now you have to tell us what you need from us, okay? Beforehand, we've done preparatory work and we wrote down our objectives, okay? Our objectives are really clear. We want to win this thing in order to move forward with this project and bring it to the future, to bring this vision to the future. So what we need is money, notoriety, help. What do you need? So ask very clearly for what you need. We need resources. We need developers. We want a partnership with École 42. We need people in marketing. We need money. We need time. I don't know. Ask very clearly for what you need, okay? And say, okay, for instance, a good call to action is, okay, we're looking forward to raise money in the next 6 months. We already opened the round. We already have 50,000 euros, and we're looking for 200,000 euros to raise in the next 6 months. With this money, we'll be able to hire a team of developers to reach a beta and to do a release to the public. Okay. Ask for what you're looking for, when, and what you're going to do with what you're going to get. Okay. Really, really important call to action. So I don't want you to ever finish a pitch or a public speaking by, thanks a lot for its attention. Do you have any questions? Blah, blah, blah. Thank you, guys. If you do that, you miss your point. If you do that, there's no call to action. Then people won't be able to help you. Then people won't be engaged. At the end of your pitch, you want to engage your audience, okay? Engage. Okay, so this is the perfect structure for your pitch. So this is a question we often get. Okay, great, but what do I put in a 2-minute pitch? Okay, like cool, but I won't be able to put the 5 elements of the structure into the pitch for 2 minutes. Yes, you could. And yes, you have to. And yes, you will. Those 5 elements we have to find in your 2-minute pitch. All of them. It's really, really important. And they fit in. I'm not telling you to spend 50 seconds on the need. You can spend 30 seconds on the need and it's way sufficient. But please don't spend less than 20 seconds on the need. We need to understand on the need or the pain. We have to understand how painful it is. And then the solution, yeah, well, you don't need to spend a full minute and a half on the solution. Spend 40 to 50 seconds on the solution. It will be way sufficient. Don't forget the roadmap, the team. This can last 10 to 20 seconds. And then the call to action. Really neat, really clear, 5 seconds, right? So it fits in 2 minutes. It should fit in 2 minutes. Please put the 5 elements in your pitch. It's really important. That's the way it's going to be well structured and very impactful. Okay. So how do you write your pitch from now on? Okay. You've done your preparatory work. You have the right structure. How do you write your pitch? Well, it's already pretty much written. Okay. You have your plan. You know where you're going. you know your objective. You only have to put words, right? So what I would advise you is first to try to say it out loud, right? Record yourself saying what you want to say. Don't start writing straight away. Talk to people while saying what you want to say, and then eventually you find the right words. Because at the end of the day, a pitch is not something you read; it's something you tell people. It's something you tell to people. Okay, so you want it to sound like a conversation, and if you write it like an essay, it's going to sound like an essay. So try to, before writing, saying it to people, following the structure you already worked on. But when it goes down to writing, because at some point you should, I won't advise you to write the perfect words and all the words and everything. I will advise you to write the transitions, the rhetorical question like this one. How do I write my pitch? Okay, like this is a rhetorical question, a question I ask you and I ask myself, which I answer. It's really, really good for a transition. It makes your presentation really vivid, and it's help us to feel really connected to you. Okay, so work on your transition using rhetorical questions. Work on your key figures, 3 key figures maximum, figures that we would really understand, that really help your purpose, and especially in the pain section. How much does it cost? How much time does it cost? What percentage of people are unhappy? That kind of things. Okay. Then your keywords. You have to add 3, 4, 5 keywords that we will remember and will link to your project. And then examples. As I said before, it's really important to use an example. In particular, when you tell us how it works, how your solution works. When you just describe your solution without using the real case of people going through problems and having a solution with you is not as impactful. Okay, if you just say this is how it works, or if you say, well, Paul is a top executive from a GAFA company, he really needs this problem to be solved really fast in order to perform and to be ready on the job, and this is how it going to work, then it definitely makes a difference, because we connect with your story. And all of us, even though my name is not Paul and Gabriel's name is not Paul, and we might not be top executive of Facebook, we know what a top executive of Facebook looks like. Okay, so this is how you should write your pitch. So how do you deliver a perfect pitch? Well, really interesting. We go that really fast. We're going to go through this topic really fast. But so you prepared your pitch, you structure your pitch, you wrote it down, and now, well, it's time to deliver. You're in front of your camera, or you're on stage, not far from now, I guess, I hope. Then you have to deliver this pitch perfectly in order for people to connect and want to know more. So this is different from everything we said for now, because you have to give your pitch with your voice and with your body. When I came in front of you a few minutes ago, you first had a look at me and you're like, okay, this guy is pretty short. He is blonde for what is left of his hair. And he should be in his 30s, right? So you look at me and you're like, okay, this guy, this is what I'm going to have to deal with for the next few minutes. And then you heard my voice, and then you told yourself, okay, this guy is going to speak in English. His voice is not too bad, but he's definitely not a native speaker, blah, 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 blah. And only when you see my body and you hear my voice, only then you were able to actually understand and follow what I was about to say. Okay, so it means that all the work we've done so far is worth nothing if you don't master your voice and your body. So we created 2 very short and very simple acronyms to help you master your voice and your body, even in front of the camera. For you to know, those acronyms are in French, but we try to translate them into English as much as we can. So the first one is adoré, which means adored in English, loved. And the first letter is A. And this acronym is for how to master your body and have to have a posture of leadership, okay? So first you have to be anchored in the ground. You have to be really stable, okay? If I'm like this all the time, well, you'll feel like, okay, what does this guy do? You need to have somebody that is confident, anchored in the ground, like imagine that your feet are roots anchored in the ground, okay? Then you have to be straight. You have to stand tall in order to show people that you're very confident in what you say and that, well, you're big. You have to make yourself bigger than you are, okay? Then you have to be open. So we know about this one, right? You shouldn't close your arms or touch your hands like this all the time. It looks weird. So try to be as open as you can be. The idea here is to welcome the people you're talking to, right? Show them that you are sharing with them and that you are happy to share with them. It makes a very big difference. Then look. You have to look at people in the eye. So here is look at people in the camera, right? From the beginning, what I did while talking to you is I put my camera away in order not to see myself talking. And I've been talking to the camera as much as I can, okay? That's what you want to be doing. Talk at the camera for people to feel connected with you, even though we are all in quarantine in our own place. Then energy, you have to give a lot of energy, meaning you have to put yourself in energy before talking. What I do is I put myself the Rocky song from the first movie, and I go Eyes of the Tiger. I put myself in energy before talking, and while talking, I try to put myself in more energy all the time, okay? And the last letter is S for smile. Try to smile as much as possible, and in particular in front of the camera. Smiling is very important because it shows that you're happy, that you're happy to share, you're happy to be there, that you're happy about your work, you're happy about your project. And it's even more important when you're in front of a camera. If you don't smile in front of a camera, well, it will look like you're mourning somebody. So really smile as much as you can. So let's sum up. That's how to master postural leadership. You have first to be anchored with your feet straight, open, to look at people in the eye or into the camera, to be with energy, to have a lot of energy, and to smile. Okay, great. So that's for your posture. Then, what about your words? What about your voice? To master your voice, first, you have volume. Okay, these are the tools you have to have a perfect voice, a very good voice. You can speak loud or you can speak low. You can speak fast or you can speak slow. Most of the time, the advice that people would give you will be speak very loud and speak really slowly. But if I had speak really loud and very slowly all the time, well, it would have been weird and boring. So it's not all about speaking loud all the time. It's speaking loud enough most of the time and speaking slow enough most of the time. But sometimes you want to speak faster, and sometimes you want to speak slowly. Sometimes you want to speak really loud, and sometimes you want to speak less loud. And that's okay. But what you should do all the time is articulate. Articulate a lot, and in particularly in a language that is not your native language. I'm articulating a lot while I'm talking in English in order for everybody to understand, because I have an accent and I know, and I want to convince you guys that this is what you should do to master your pitch. So I'm doing a lot of effort for you to understand. Then fourth element is the intonation. Intonation is a mix of volume, rhythm, and emotion. We have to feel that in your voice, we have to feel in your voice that you're really enthusiastic about what you do. You're really optimistic, that you love what you're doing, okay? That you're passionate. And the last element, last but not least, it's silence. You are allowed to do some silence sometime, because it feels good for yourself. It feels good for the people that are talking to you, that are listening to you. It shows that what you're going to say afterwards is really important. that and in the same time it helps everybody to catch up the train, right? Because when you're talking really fast, well, people sometimes, you know, you lose people. So while doing a silent, well, you help people catching up the train and be with you again. Okay. And moreover, when you do a silent, well, it gives you time to breathe. And if there is one thing you have to remember about this masterclass is breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe as much as you can. Breathe before to relieve your stress. Breathe while you're talking in order not to speak too fast, in order to have your brain that is well filled with oxygen. Breathe to feel at ease, to be able to give energy. If you don't breathe, you won't feel good. If you don't breathe, you're going to speak really fast. If you don't breathe, you might lose your point. If you don't breathe, well, people in front of you won't be breathing either. And at some point, they will stop listening to you to breathe. Breathe. It's true while you're talking in front of the camera, but it's true as well when you talk in public. Well, it's true all the time. Breathing is really key to feel better and to speak better. Okay? So really fast, we have a few questions that we started answering that are questions that you definitely ask yourself in order to perform in the video that you're going to have to make for this afternoon. And I guess that the first one is, what are the best practices for a video conference pitch? Most of us are not used to talking through a webcam, doing a video like this, doing a video pitch. It's not something we tend to do, or we tended to do till now. So there are a few advice that we summed up that are definitely going to help you. First one is prepare yourself to this new context. So it seems obvious, but it's a different context. We're not used to talking in front of camera. We're not used to pitching in front of camera. So please prepare yourself. Do it with your friends. Do it through Skype or whatever, Zoom or whereby, Discord. Do it with people to really understand how there is people like on the other side of the camera that are listening to you. And do it with people because they will be able to debrief you on how you look, how is everything, like how you handle the camera and what you should do to look better. For the people that are going to listen to you, okay? And prepare your context definitely means as well test your equipment. That seems obvious, but and I guess it seems obvious to all the engineers in the room. But please test your laptop, test your microphone, test your camera, test your slide, test your internet, test your electricity, test everything that can be tested before talking live. Live to people in a strategy when it's strategic, because it's going to make a difference. And we're going to, if it's a strategic context, we're going to expect you do everything you can to test everything that can be tested, because well, you know, this is how it is, and you want to look professional. Clean your background. What I mean by that is, first, choose your background. Choose where you're going to do your video. Choose where you're going to do your live. Here, I am in my kitchen. And I choose this place for a simple reason. First, it's plain enough. Then you have this very nice geometry that shows me in front, and you have a very long back that is plain. You can see me properly. It's clean enough. So it's really important that you clean your background in order for people to focus on you. And for your background to look human, okay? Clean your background, have a very nice background. Think about it. Then put your camera at eye level. Obviously, you have to look into the camera, as I said before. So put it at eye level. It's not the same talking to you like this and talking to you like this. I think you rather have me like this, because here you feel like a normal conversation. I look at you in the eyes, you look at me in the eyes. You know, most of the time, when people are doing video conferencing like this or video pitch, you see their chin. Well, that's not what you want to see. You want to see their eyes. You want to have them looking at you. Put your camera at eye level. And sometimes it means, you know, putting books on your table and then your laptop. Well, that's okay. Don't look at yourself. We already talked about this earlier. It is weird. Obviously, if you put your camera and you see yourself, and you're gonna want to look at yourself, and if you look at yourself, then you're gonna talk at yourself, and you're not gonna talk. You're not gonna talk with us. Then give a lot of energy. We talked about this already. We have to feel. We have to understand that you're passionate. And then please close the doors and inform your family that this is very important for you, that you have a video conference, that you're going to talk to people, that you're going to do a video. You don't want them running around, screaming around because, it's professional. It's very important. Okay? Prepare yourself to this new context. Test your equipment. Clean your background. Put your camera at eye level. Don't look at yourself. Give a lot of energy. Close the doors. What about the slides? Well, in the very content we have here, I would advise you to do very, very few slides. You already have the demo. What matters is seeing you pitch, okay? I want to see real people in front of the camera pitching. I guess a lot of you guys sort of a demo all the way for 2 minutes, but what we want to see is a team. We want to see people. We want to see who's leading this project. So we want to see you talk, and then you doing the demo, and then the demo, obviously, and then we'll see your website and stuff. And then we want to see you conclude. Really important to see people. That at the end of the day, we decide on people. People convince us, okay? Really important to put yourself out there. I know it's not easy, but we want to see you. So what about the slides? You can put a slide at the beginning showing the name of your company. Really important. You can put a slide, an inspiring slide for the pain, for instance. But I would advise you to put more than that. Maybe one for the roadmap, if the roadmap is really important. One for the team, if not everybody's there, to show what does the team look like. But in between the slides, I want to see you guys. Okay, really important. Slide at the beginning with your logo, important. Slide for the pain, if we want to put something inspirational for us to understand the hell we live in. For the solution, you have your demo. Then for the team, we have a slide with what the team looks like and their faces. But we want to see you. Can we be more than one to pitch? I would strongly advise that you don't. That only one person pitches. It's 2 minutes. It's really short. We're gonna have to get used to you in 2 minutes, plus the slide, plus the video, plus everything. So you can be more than one to answer the questions afterwards. You have 2 minutes of questionings. But as for the pitch, I would strongly advise that only one person pitches. If you really want to be more than one, you can be 2, but please be 1. Okay? Can I read my notes during this pitch? Please don't. Obviously, you can, and I won't be there to tell you not to at the moment you will. But if you do, well, you won't be in contact with us. You won't be in conversation with us. You won't be creating this strong conversation that we need, and that should be happening. So, we don't need to hear the words you prepared. What's important is we need to hear your message. We need to hear your transitions. We need to hear your strong figures, strong words, call to action. But the words you wrote down into your piece of paper, we don't really care about. Okay, please don't write your notes. Try to be as natural as you can be. Like it's a normal conversation, right? Okay. I'm not used to pitch in English. How can I still be impactful? Well, prepare your words. Look your words up, and you'll be impactful. People that are native speakers are used to listening to people that are not native speakers, and you're going to be very impactful because you know what you're talking about, because you love your project, because you put a lot of work and energy in it. Don't be afraid. It's not hard to speak in English. What matters is not your accent, but your words, your articulation. We talked about that already. Don't work, if you don't have a perfect accent, we don't care. What we care about is understanding what you have to say and then being with you all the way. How can I release my stress? Breathe. Breathe as much as possible. Before after, put yourself in energy, tell yourself that you've done it already, prepare yourself, because then you will have done it already. Work a lot, prepare yourself in advance. Don't leave that don't leave doing the video to the last moment. Do several tryouts and breathe and put yourself in energy. Like relieving yourself. All of us are stressed. It's normal and it's good. But trust me, if you do the right thing, we won't see it. What matters is not what you feel, but what we feel and what we see. How can I stand up from the other startup? This is the last question we have. Well, be yourself and give all you got. Okay, guys, do you have any other questions? This is the end of this masterclass. Gabriel, do you have any other questions?
We got some during your workshop. I've answered it already, but if anybody has other questions,
yeah, feel free to ask your questions now. Guys, hello, are you there? Do you have any questions other than the one we already answered to? Okay, do you find the question that were already asked, Gabriel?
Can we make an animation with animals representing ourselves?
Please don't. Well, I answered this question already. What matters is seeing you, so please don't.
It was really clear. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very glad.
Okay, I think we are good. The questions.
Okay, guys. So my call to action is, continue good work. Prepare. Try it out as much as you can. We prepared a lot for this masterclass, we wish you all the best. We know that all of your projects are really good, that you have really good teams, and we wish that you win, and that even if you don't, you'll bring your projects to life. And if you do, you will bring this project really, really far. And we were really, really glad to spend this time with you this morning. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.